Good morning, everybody. Let's talk compost. So today I want to give you guys a quick rundown on how to do composting. I'm just going to show you how we do it, and there's a lot of other ways that people do it, but this is how we do it. So without further ado, I'm going to flip it around and show you our compost bin. So here's a nice wide view of my compost bin. It's kind of built Lincoln log style. You can kind of see that the boards alternate there. The bottom is open and has contact with the ground, and it's right inside my garden here. The top is open, but can be closed if I wanted to. And right now we have a lot of chicken manure in there from this winter. Now I'll be doing this kind of one-handed, so let's see what we can manage. So every so often, whenever I feel like it, I come in here and I turn it over, and you'll see I have some cardboard in there. There's eggshells in there. What you won't see, because we just filled this up with some chicken manure, is a lot of our kitchen scraps that make it into here. But trust me, they're in there too. Other things that I put in there are weeds from the garden, green stuff, and basically all of our veggie scraps and everything like that. Whenever I feel like it, I come out and I give it a drink of water to moisten it up. Just whenever I'm watering the garden, I come out and water my compost as well. This has been around for a long time, so it's kind of falling apart, but compost don't care. And in the beginning of the year, in spring, what I do is I get my wheelbarrow and I stick it, it has like a lifting thing on it. I stick it underneath and I lift it up, and we wedge it over and pick it up and move it over, and then I can rake that compost out into the rest of my garden. So composting is about getting nutrients into your garden. So whatever you put into your compost bin is what you will be eventually putting into your garden. So you want to make sure that it's something that's going to be beneficial. If you put too much cardboard in there, it's just not going to have too much nutrients. Cardboard is fine to compost, but you're going to want to make sure you're adding other things as well. We do have chickens, so it means that we get chicken manure in there, but it also means that most of our food scraps go to the chickens instead of into the compost. However, you can put any food scraps you want into the compost. I avoid putting stuff with too much meat in it into our compost, mostly because of critters that might want to get into it. Plus, the chickens like the protein, so they get stuff with meat. Things with dairy are fine. I avoid putting large sticks or long sticks in there because they just take too long to break down. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're going to let it sit for a few years and just rotate your compost through, have like 3 different bins, yeah, you can go ahead and put some sticks in there too. But you can sift your compost when you're done so that you are sure that you get the right amount of like fine grains compared with like large chunks of stuff. Compost, I add to it all winter, even though it's frozen, and it just slowly breaks down. One of the nice things about having it in touch with the earth is that earthworms and other little critters can get up into there and help me out with breaking things down. And it adds a lot of nutrients to our soil, and I just spread it in a new area every year. Whatever didn't get the compost last year is where I put it the next year. So we clean out a chicken coop twice a year, spring and fall. Mix that in, and adds a lot of nutrients too. You can also put lawn clippings, anything that hasn't been treated with like pesticides or herbicides, because you don't want to mix that into your veggies. Yeah, composting is pretty simple. So if you have any questions about composting, leave them in the comments, and we'll talk with you soon. God bless.